Yeah.
So about a year ago, when I first started drumming, I got e-drums because I thought they were more suitable for me. The main reason I thought that was because I lived in an apartment, and when you live in an apartment, you're not supposed to make any sound or your neighbors will literally exterminate you from life. So I thought the best option for me was to get the DTX 402 drums. I thought they were more suitable for me because of the noise issues, but I wish I didn't get the beginner drum set because not only did it not have the kick pedal, but the feel was also not good, and it was basically garbage after using it for 1 year. So if you're watching this video right now, you're probably thinking of the same thing, buying an e-drum because you live in an apartment, right? Well, in this video, you're going to learn which drum to actually choose, and if you choose electronic drums, is there anything else that you could add to those electronic drums? I'm also going to include some beginner drum sets in the video description so you can find out the more suitable drum kit for you. Okay, so the benefits of real drums are really good for drummers that are just starting out, and straight up better than e-drums because first of all, you get more flexibility with acoustic drums. It's fully customizable. You can literally put a fish on your snare drum. It's harder to switch from normal drums to e-drums when I started getting lessons, and when I was practicing at home with e-drums and then switching to real acoustic drums, it felt like switching from an instrument to another whole new instrument just because of the sound and the feel of the drums. And that brings me to the feel and sound. So many people pick e-drums, but they don't think about the feel. The feel is one of the most important things when playing a drum set. If you don't like the feel and it feels like hitting hard plastic, which most e-drums have that feeling, then I'd suggest getting an acoustic drum set, or if you already have one, get better heads. Acoustic drums also have great sound depth, so there are bazillion ways to hit a cymbal. Also, acoustic drums are a time and money saver. If you think about it, when you get an electronic drum set, yes, it's cheaper, but you can only use it for like 2 years if you get a beginner drum set and it's an electronic one. But if you get an acoustic set, that will last you for 4 to 5 years and like maybe even 7 years. And you don't have to get new drums every year or something. But out of all of these benefits, one sticks out. One is the most important benefit that you get with acoustic drums is the feel and the sound. If the feel or the sound of your drum set sucks, you should immediately, and I'm saying immediately, dude, switch it to another drum set. Okay, so let's talk about the financial side of things. Now, I just like to say that if you're trying to get e-drums as a beginner and they have a fairly good price, then don't buy it. Okay, so let me explain. So basically, when you plan to get an electronic drum set that is a fairly good price, my advice for you is to save up a little bit more to get an actual acoustic drums. When I researched the prices for good e-drums, they were $50 to $100 cheaper than actual normal drums, without the cymbals, of course. But always the benefits of real drums are better than electronic ones, as we mentioned a second ago. So for example, the drums I had when I first started out were the DTX 402K by Yamaha, and they were $350, which had a kick that you couldn't feel because there wasn't the kick. How do I explain like that? You know, the thing that, the beater, I guess to call it, and the feel was the same as a practice pad, literally, or even harder than a practice pad. The sound was alright, but could be better and more sound options. I could have saved up a little bit more to get the Ludwig Breakbeats for $430, which had a better feel than the Yamaha 402K, had better sound and infinitely customizable sound combinations because you could hit the cymbals in a million different ways and put anything on the snare drum and make it sound like more amazing than it is. And you could switch the heads to also optimize the sound. Then you could also adjust the snare to make it how you want it to feel like, and so on. So before you go and buy an electronic drum set, consider researching acoustic drums for roughly the same price, and then compare both to see which suits your needs more, which one sounds better, which one feels better, and which one has more noise. Do you live in an apartment? And also, yes, you do need to get cymbals additionally to the drum set, but you don't really need advanced, minor cymbals when you're just starting out. A fairly good priced cymbal should be enough for beginners. Furthermore, let's discuss why you can get an acoustic set and how you can get acoustic sets when you have neighbors or you're in a place where you can't make so much noise. So let's say that you live in an apartment and you know that if you get too noisy, your neighbors will call the police. Instead of practicing at home, you could instead rent a recording studio and instead practice there. It might be cheaper or more expensive depending on the location, but you get the benefits from real drums. The second option would be to get low volume cymbals and heads for your acoustic drum set, and you can just attach the heads on the drum sets and replace the cymbals and stuff. But the one major issue with that is that you're not getting the actual feel from the drum set or the sound. So if you really need to practice at home or there are no recording studios, you could buy some low volume cymbals and heads. Whew. Now, after breathing all of this information in, you might be asking yourself, well, this is too overwhelming, right? How can I have all the knowledge in my mind to choose the right drum set for me? Well, to make the process of choosing your drum set simpler, I made a chart to let you choose which drum set is actually the best one. You can pause the video. I also put a download link in the description. So my advice for beginners who are trying to look for a drum set is that you should get an acoustic one instead of an electronic drum set. I'm not even gonna pretend oh yeah, of course, just get whatever you want. No one likes that bullcrap anymore. My straight up advice is just to get an acoustic one. And if you live in an apartment or have noise issues, then I'd recommend an acoustic kit that has low volume heads and cymbals, or to rent out a studio. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my first video. I plan to make videos every week, or at least one video every week, and try to stay consistent. A subscription would be very helpful if you want to learn more about drumming, drum lessons, or drum advice. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.